Hi, welcome to homework number 5, configuration management. I will be demonstrating the use of Ansible playbook on DigitalOcean. So let's first provision a virtual machine on the DigitalOcean. On the DigitalOcean, once you register, you need to create a droplet for Ubuntu 16.04 with a basic plan of $5. And for this, initially you have to create an SSH key, and you have when you create an SSH key using the SSH keygen facility on your local host machine, you need to copy the public part over here and name it anything that you want. So once you save the public part of your key, the corresponding private key will be used to perform the Ansible operations, so that it can SSH with that private key. So right now I will be using this existing public key, and let's name this droplet as Ubuntu configuration management. So here it will create a droplet. It would hardly take few minutes to boot up this Ubuntu machine. By the time this gets configured, let me explain you my setup. So the inventory file is the file in which I would be keeping my host address, which will be referred by the Ansible playbooks. The setup file will perform the setup tasks, while the task will perform the task Ansible playbook will start the main our app server on the Ubuntu machine, and it would just do some basic security checks of OpenSSH and OpenSSL libraries being installed on that. So now the Ubuntu CM machine has been configured, initiated, and we have an IP address for that. Let's copy this IP address in our inventory file. So this is the path of the this is one of the entries for your inventory file. The first part is nothing but the host name that we need to assign to our host. The Ansible SSH host gives the IP address. Next is the user, that is the root. Ansible private key file, since this is the private key that I am going to use, so I have given the file part to it. Now let's just copy the IP address that of the Ubuntu machine that has been configured, that has been provisioned. So it's 138.197.16.24. So we have saved this inventory file. Now let's go back to our main repository. So in this, now the first task is to the first task in our homework is to perform the installation of Node.js, Node in Forever, perform a pull from this repository, and then install that packages in that repository. Now for that, we'll be running the first setup.yaml file. Let's see. I'll just expand this. Yeah. So the command for playing the Ansible playbook is Ansible playbook. Then you have to give -i as the inventory parameter, which will refer to on which host the task in the YAML file will be executed, and then the YAML file. Now let's execute this. So first time it would be asking, since it is the first time login, so it would ask for the authentication of the key. Next, it will install the basic task. The need to install the Python is that since Ansible is dependent on Python 2, so to perform the further operation, this is one of the pre-tasks that I will be executing. So we are waiting to get Python to be executed. Once the Python gets executed, all the rest of the task will be executed with the help of the Python libraries on which the Ansible is dependent. It will take some time, and it's been installed for the first time. since Ansible is an idempotent, so every time you perform any operation, it would just check if any package has been already installed. If not, it will install it. If it exists already, then it will perform it will just check, oh yeah, that package is present, so I don't need to install it. It would just return with a success value. So as you can see, it has changed the DigiOcean. The DigiOcean is the name of the host that I have mentioned in my inventory file. Next is it's installing the Node.js. Next, it's linking the node and Node.js, because in the forward package it refers to the node command, but since in Ubuntu we have a Node.js package, so we have to create a symbolic link for the node and Node.js files. Now, with the help of the npm that have just been installed, I will be installing the forever in the global perspective. So as we have seen, it has already pulled the contents from the Git repository, and now it's installing the npm packages. So once it's installed, it would conclude the setup.yaml file execution. So in the summary, we can see that all the task has been completed successfully. Now let's run the next Ansible playbook, that is the tasks file, which will perform the tasks that are mentioned in this part. Oops, sorry, it's tasks. So yeah. Now let's install or execute the tasks playbook. The command for that, the command will be inventory. Now let's run the Ansible playbook for the tasks part. That will be Ansible playbook inventory and the tasks.yaml. So it will attempt to start the main app using the forever command. Now it will check for the latest version for the bash on the Ubuntu. If it is not, it will install it. Same for the OpenSSL and OpenSSH server and client packages. And finally, it would clean the temporary files that were copied during the entire execution process of the Ansible playbook. It would clear the temporary files on the remote machine. And for the final task, that is to check if for the running app, we'll just access the remote server that is running on this Ubuntu machine. I have started my main server on the port number 3000. So just let's copy this address and port 3000. Let's see if we can access the hello world app for that. Here you go. That's hello. So our main.js server is running on Ubuntu machine that was provided by DigitalOcean, and I have deployed that using Ansible playbook. Now with the help of the forward command, it will be executing, the main server will be executing on our DigitalOcean Ubuntu machine, and I am able to access it through my browser on my local machine, which is running on port number 3000. That's all for the configuration management homework. Thank you.